Today we're talking about a game that has completely taken all of my free time and my late night gaming sessions with my buddies, and that is Abiotic Factor. Now, this is another survival game, which is one of my favorite genres out there in gaming, but trust me, this one's different. It's not just a great survival game, it is one of the best survival games I've played in years. The last time a game grabbed my attention like this and didn't let go was Valheim and Subnautica, and now I've got that same level of addiction, gameplay, and world building and all that this game offers. It pulls you right in. Abiotic Factor is developed by PlayStack, and it drops you into the middle of a scientific catastrophe. You are a low-level scientist at GATE, a massive secret organization that's home to the world's greatest minds, and you're dealing with weird, unexplained gravity distortions, supernatural creatures, and portals all alike. The workplace becomes a cosmic battle zone whenever there is a containment breach, and anomalies are on the loose, so you have to help with your co-op buddies, if you choose to, figure out the containment and try to survive in this massive research facility with lots of secrets to uncover. And that's where the game really is the magic of this game. The premise ultimately brings to games to mind like the Half-Life series, blending survival gameplay with an incredible amount of weird sci-fi world building. What's amazing is how the story is told. It's not just given to you in the cutscene. You really only have that in the beginning of the game. You uncover the story through numerous NPCs giving you their own quest, all which are voiced by voice actors, and by exploring terminals scattered around the facility where you leave logs and uncovering audio logs as well, uncovering some more of the lore in the story. And this method is really engaging to me, and it's hooked me from the very beginning of this game because it's really quirky and has a fun sense of humor as well. Now, the gameplay and the core progression of this game is where I believe the game shines. As a scientist, you don't just bash things with your stick, you use your intellect and your scientific know-how to survive in this facility. The crafting system is fantastic as you build your base with your scientific grit, creating all sorts of weird gear and weapons from the materials you find around this research facility. And you can even cook up some fun recipes with your own flair, which gives me some of that Dead Rising type of crafting feeling in this title. And what's so unique about the system is how you learn new recipes. You find the blueprint and then you use your ideas, your scientific know-how to place certain items in the idea recipe, and you unlock that recipe and tools to be able to use and build at your workbench. And this encourages more exploration and experimentation in a way that very few games do very well. And from there, the loop goes from the delightful cycle of exploration, crafting, and base building, and you'll venture deeper into the facility, uncovering new secrets and taking on a variety of increasingly dangerous enemies. And the game grows more and more complex and weird with each new area you unlock, constantly introducing new challenges and resources for you to uncover. And you know a survival game is truly great when you are engrossed in its world that you just want to keep exploring every single nook and cranny as you uncover more and more. But you know it's a legendary survival game when you're obsessed with the base building environment of this game. I mean, I've spent hours fishing, cooking up recipes, crafting, and finding the best buffs, and all I could do to focus on my best character build, and then leveling up your various different abilities you can do. Abiotic Factor is a perfect blend in the survival game. But if I do have one criticism, it's that the combat sometimes is a little bit clunky. The moment-to-moment combat isn't the tightest experience you've seen in a survival game. There's a large variety of weapons and armors for you to use, from the improvised gadgets of high-tech energy tools, all that kind of stuff. But it's not the most fun in terms of the combat. But that's a small price to pay for everything else this game does amazingly well. So the question, of course, to each of you is, and gamer dads alike, is it worth it? And in my opinion, is it worth the time investment? And I honestly say yes. It is going to be a time sink. It's not going to be a game you can just jump in and jump out for a few minutes and accomplish anything. You can't just play for an hour or two. This is a full-on deep dive survival game. It's a time sink, and generally one of the most chaotic, scientific, and utterly wild games in the survival genre I've played in years. It's an absolute blast. I've loved every single wild minute I've spent in Abiotic Factor, and it's not just another survival game. I believe it's truly one of the most underrated and one of the best survival games in the market, and it's available, I believe, on every platform now except for Switch. So if you want to dive into Abiotic Factor, there's never been a better time, gamer dads and gamers alike. Get engrossed, enjoy your time in this scientific wonderland.